Hey, hey. It's another edition of Sit Down at Uptown, man. Sit Down at Uptown, you know, we chop it up the comedians who come rock the house. And tonight, man, we got a special guest, man. We got Mr. Omar Gooding from acting, comedy, world-renowned fame, man. What's up, brother? Gooding? How you doing, man?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good. Thanks for having me, brother.
Hey, man, it's glad to have you here, sir.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Love the club, man. Love the club.
Thank you, brother.
I had a chance to come last night and just kind of test it out. And it's even more fire tonight, man. The crowd is good. Everybody was responsible. You done gave me a cigar. I still got another show to do, so we're going to see how this next one go.
How about that?
But I'm feeling good.
Well, it's good to have you, man. I think it's your first time ever doing Uptown, huh? Is that
First
right?
time doing Uptown, yeah, man. I did another one, which we ain't gonna mention.
Right.
But this one, man, it's lived up to everything, all the positive things. I didn't hear any negative, which was good. But all the positive things, my man Carl Payne that just came on and did. He said, man, I had a great time. I said, all right, how was the business end? They said the business was good. Everything was good. I was like, yes, I'll be there. I'm happy. And no, man, y'all have been transparent. Everything's been upfront and thorough, man. I love it. I love when, you know, these black businesses that handle their business. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I was telling you before we started that you really handle you utilize the space. You got a podcast over here. You got a nice room out there. Seats, 200 plus people. You know what I mean? You got a full kitchen. The staff upstairs, downstairs. Your security is strong. So we I almost didn't get in. I'm like, nigga, I swear I'm performing tonight. I promise you, but I don't care if you performing tonight.
Right.
6:30, nigga. 6:30.
Yeah, so
You like, that's my cousin. That's my cousin. Gotta give him a job.
Yeah, you know.
Sister be on my ass.
He's very thorough. He's very
Oh,
thorough.
he's thorough.
Very thorough. So, Omar, man, anytime I do these conversations, brother, I always like to take trips back. All right.
Tell me.
Now, with you, for the viewing public,
Yeah.
You one of these people that, you feel like you know you because we've seen you
That's true.
most of your life. You know what I
ain't
mean?
lying. And it's fucked up because when I see, I'm really bad with names. I'm pretty good with faces, but I forget a name in the heartbeat. And now the older I get, I'm 47, I just be like, shit, do I know this nigga? I don't know if I know this nigga. I don't know if this nigga. And they just, hey, man, good to meet you. Or they don't say the meet part, and I just be like, yeah, man, how you been? You good? And they're like, I just met you. And I'm like, shit. They're like, but I feel like I grew up watching you my whole life,
That's right.
And these niggas be old as hell, hair full of gray hair. And I'm like, nigga, I'm talking about I wasn't your childhood, nigga. You making me feel old as shit. But God is good, man. I love being able to travel, and this is my give back. I mean, you still gotta pay me, but I love being able to connect with fans and then doing the meet and greets afterwards, and you know what I'm saying, and connecting with them. And this is all me. I got a team of cats around me, obviously like managers and people that help me and part of my team. Shout out my man SML, Mo B, you know what I'm talking about. But I got like people that I fucks with around me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like I got a partner with me that I roll with. He always wear a black suit, so they just figure he's security, but that's really just a homie.
I thought it was security too.
And he can fight. And he'd be like, nigga, you know what I'm saying? And he don't want no money. I'm like, all right, nigga, you ain't got shit to do. Come on, fuck around. But I take care of him anyway. Are you looking at me right now like, no money? What did he just write that joke? Because that's some bullshit. My Cash App is the Kraken Taco. You know what I'm saying? And the cool thing, I got people that I've been in the business with for a while. Shout out to Charles Allen, Charlie Mack, comedian Warren V. These guys are real comedians. When I say real, because I take it seriously as of like 2 years ago, where I really said, people always say, man, you funny as hell, you should do stand-up. And I was like, nah, nigga, that shit is real. You don't just you don't just try stand-up, nigga. Especially us, our people be like, not funny, nigga. No, they're not gonna laugh just to laugh because they see you in Babyboy, nigga.
Right.
I got off stage a couple times and they were just like, we loved you in Babyboy, my nigga. I was just like, you ain't gonna say nothing about the comedy I said, huh? You're like, we love you and Babyboy, nigga. And I was like, okay, I gotta tighten it up. I gotta, and incorporate really, more of my family. I love talking about my family and my brother and just the journey. And people always ask a lot of the same type of questions, like, how is it you've been doing this your whole life? So how is it being an actor? How is it being a star or a celebrity? And I'm like, it's normal to me. Because that's really all I've known. I forget I'm a celebrity because, like I said, I keep real people around me. I don't really hang with like the Hollywood type of motherfuckers. I don't really hang with them. I don't know if these niggas can fight. I'm not going to you and Leonardo DiCaprio and y'all got into a fight. Right. Bust your ass and his ass. I think this a bitch. I need to make sure
there's no cut scenes in real fight.
You know what I'm saying? In real life, bringing it for the stunt man. But I hang with real motherfuckers, and then when I'm out and about and people are staring at me, I be like, who's this nigga staring at?
Yeah.
Not to remind myself, nigga. That's why I be seeing you in a movie. Relax. Hey, you want a selfie, nigga? You know, because we look different. We be looking like this and like, this motherfucker here, I know that nigga from somewhere. And they see me when I'm out and they don't expect me to be at the places. I'm like, I go where you go, nigga.
Right.
Y'all at the strip club? I'm at the strip club, nigga. We at the after hours? I'm at the after hours, nigga. Like, we hang out, smoke a cigar, roll the weed up. Let me hit that shit. What you mean you don't want to pass it to me, nigga? Let me get high. You know what I mean? They be like, man, you look like somebody. I just can't put my finger on it. You know, the last thing they think of that, like, ain't you? I can't think of his name. The junior boy. Like, ain't that a bitch?
So, Omar, tell me, because you've grown up in this business, right? Tell me what life was like for you as a child, though. Let's go back to childhood days.
So, you know, so this is what happened. My father was Cuba Gooding Sr. of the Main Ingredient. Everybody plays the fool, just don't want to be lonely, rolling down the mountainsides.
Right.
He was a big hit in the 70s, you know, for at least 3 or 4 years. He had #1 record, Everybody Plays the Fool. And then I was born in 76. In 78, he went to Africa during apartheid. Now, American acts weren't supposed to go out there during that. That was a big no-no. So when he came back, he got blacklisted. They pulled all his music. They stopped spinning his shit. We had to start over, literally.
Oh, wow.
So we was homeless. Everybody like, what? Your daddy had money? You grew up with money, you rich nigga? No, nigga, we was broke. They were from Harlem. They moved to California. 5 years later, I was born. My brother and sister were 1 year apart, and my brother is 9 years older than me. So when he got into the business, we were doing it because we needed something. And we were homeless. We were driving around with a car and a dog in the car, the Bobcat with a big Great Dane. You know what I'm saying? Pops was back in New York trying to get the money, trying to restart his career. Wow. Me, mom's brother and sister, and a big-ass Great Dane was living at my grandma's. And my grandpa was like, all right, that's enough. Y'all got to go. Y'all got to figure something out. And we drove down the hill, we called it, and we finally landed in, like, North Hollywood area. I went to North Hollywood High School. But even before that, my brother, like I said, he was in the industry. And then I went and picked up a script for him when I was 9 years old, and his agent saw me and was like, man, you speak clearly, smiling, happy little nigga. Because it was a different type of poverty for me, because I wasn't ever sad. Like, my brother and sister was like, this is fucked up. We had houses and shit. Now we sitting there sleeping in the car, nigga. You don't know, but we gonna keep the happy face for you. And I'm like, this is great. We going from hotel to hotel.
Right.
We're running out the back door and writing bad checks and shit and sleeping in the car, eating candy every day. This is great. I had a ball. I never was sad. That's why you see Wild and Crazy Kid. I was a happy nigga. I was like, yeah, this is fucking great. And but you know, it was things that would happen, like Pops never being around, and then our dog died, and shit happened where it was like, I mean, you a dog, when the dog is as big as the car, that's like a family member dying.
No doubt.
I remember crying in the backseat with my sister, and she was like, I almost said chuck that shit up, little nigga. But she was just like, stop. She was like, stop crying, be strong, be strong. And I like shut it off. It was weird, man. So for a long time, I had a hard time getting emotional when I was acting. So there wasn't a lot of movies you could see where I'm like crying and like literally just letting it out. It wasn't until my father passed in 2017, and I had my first child, my son, 6 months before he passed, and then COVID hit, and then George Floyd. And then I did a movie called AM Radio. You see how I snuck that shit in there? That's how you segue to that shit, boy. I did a movie called AM Radio, which you can check it out on Tubi. It's streaming everywhere. Shout out to the director, my nigga Ricky Burchell. And during COVID, when we had all this shit going on, this script is so powerful, bro. But I was just like, I said, when we get to the emotional scenes, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, I want to cry, sad, I'm an actor, blah, 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 but I don't know. That little switch in me might shut off. Okay. But that nigga said action, and that shit went, man. It was so powerful that when it cut, for me, it was a release. Like, a lot of actors get into the role, and they watch sad movies and dead babies and poverty, and they be like, okay, I'm ready, action. And they be all depressed all day. I'm like, what the fuck? Right. That's not acting, nigga. You, like, really depressed. Like, no, I don't, no. I like to act. So it was a lot of words. It's called AM Radio because it's about a guy that's he's a recluse. He was in FM radio and he had a big career, and then he had like a blow up on air, and then he went to AM radio. He had a big name, so they gave him his own show on AM radio, and it was more like a talk show. And he had callers, and he would debate and talk about this or that and the third. And then he has, mental health issues, and he was also an alcoholic. And I was like, shit, it sounds like a lot of us, especially during COVID. You know what I mean? Where you didn't know what was going to happen. You didn't know, you weren't uncertain about what's next, and especially like, February, March, April, May. We like, what the fuck? And then George Floyd happens, and it was just like, come the fuck on. But as a black man, you always know to just tuck the shit up. When that shit hit, all of us, we niggas was just like, that's fucked up. But when they saw it, they were like, oh my God, this happens to y'all all the time. We're like, yeah, we were a little desensitized to it. So I didn't even watch it. I remember, and I was watching CNN the night before I had to do one of the scenes, and I really like, man, come on, let me see what happened. And I was like, seriously? My nigga's calling for his mama, and this motherfucking bastard is still on his neck. Like, that shit was, I remember calling my brother and my mom, and we had a long, I'm going off, like, I don't get this shit is fucking crazy. Like, I'm cursing at my mom. But my brother was like, yeah, nigga. And he was like, yeah, nigga, that's just, relax. And I was like, yeah. So when we got on set and we had to film these scenes, it was crazy because, again, it was therapy for me. When they said action, one half of my brain is memorizing all this long speech that I'm venting and talking about this and blah, 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 blah. Another half is you're acting, nigga. Now bring the emotion. And it just was pouring out of me. It was just like, bam. And they said, and cut. They're clapping and shit. And I'm just like, man, that was good. I was crying like a motherfucker. Like, this shit was dope. They're like, you ready for another take? I'm like, sure, let's see what happens. And every take we did, it was just like, bam, bam, bam. But I felt good afterwards. Because we don't, men niggas don't do therapy and shit like that and talk about your feelings and all that shit. No, but I was able to act because it was kind of like with Babyboy. With Babyboy, as an actor growing up, 20 years old, like I said, I had real ones around me that knew, look, bro, you don't do it, I'll do it. We get into some shit, they tripping, okay, we gonna go ride on these niggas. We gonna go get the little niggas. We gonna go do this and line them up and blah, blah, blah. You just be the actor.
Right.
Even though I was like, I'm the nigga like, nah, nigga, I just, no, you can't do it. You can't do it. So when I got this script, I was reading it like, what the fuck? How did John Singleton even know I had this in me? Like, you don't know nothing about my life. I mean, there was a couple stories online about me having guns and all this shit, but they don't know how I get down on my people because I keep that shit private. There wasn't no TMZ back there, and I'm out wilding out and shit like that, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I got to release during Babyboy. I got to get all the shit, I'm acting like, nigga, but I was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? And the John Singletonness of it was he told me you had to internalize it. Because when I was on set, nigga, I shaved my head, lost a bunch of weight, young nigga, 24 years old, I'm ready, nigga. But I was yelling a lot. What? Kim, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, nigga, stop all that yelling. Internalize it. And it turned into me talking through my teeth. And I was just like, I gotta ask my mama for some money. Like, that shit was real. That scene in the garage that we filmed where I'm when talking about the prayer and I'm cursing the kids out was the first scene we filmed of the movie.
Really?
That's how that shit, because it kind of bothers me too. Because a lot of these movies, they'll start at the end.
Yeah.
I'm like, how we gonna start at the fucking end? We got a lot of shit to get to and things to discover, the character, We gonna start with that scene?
Yeah.
And John was like, he was a supreme motivator, and he was like, hey man, this the scene I'm sending to Paramount. This the first scene out the gate.
Wow.
I need your ass hype. Jump up and down, do some jumping jacks, push-ups, whatever. When I say action, I want your heart beating out of your chest already. And that's what it was.
Really?
When he said action, I was already...
Wow.
And it was dope. And then that I carried that on to others. When I do something now, I'm like, I get amped. I'm like, hear John, like, nigga, get ready. Shit, nigga. I'm older now, so I ain't got to do as many push-ups, nigga. But I kind of turned the switch. But at 24, nigga, that shit just... It was something I'm telling you, that dude, R.I.P. man, one of the greatest.
No doubt.
But yeah, so a lot of it is therapy, man, for me, which is dope. When you can act and release and then let it go and move on. Someone asked me earlier today, how long was you in character for Babyboy? I was like, a couple years. So I had a girlfriend at the time that played my girl. The girl that played my girlfriend, Angel Conway, that played my girlfriend in the movie, was my girlfriend in real life.
Is that right?
Yeah. As soon as they said cut, we just kept going.
Oh wow. How about that? Hey,
yeah, we were supposed to do a sex scene that they never filmed, nigga. So we was just practicing anyway. And but yeah, man. So and then I was really to myself a lot because it was just me, her, and then my niggas that I knew. Boom, boom, boom. I wasn't trying to socialize with everybody, and that was like created a lot of riffs on set.
Well, I got a question. So I want to go back again, but since we hit the Babyboy topic, like, did you all have any idea when you read that script? Or during the filming of it, that movie would become one of those iconic movies? Because the movies, because I'm sure that's always the goal of acting. It has to be to have something that lives forever.
You're so funny you say that. Yes. When we all booked the job, when John Singleton called all of us, he's a star maker. He called my mom and said, I made one of your sons a movie star. I want to make your other son a movie star.
Wow.
Now, yeah, I've been a television star, but I wasn't a movie star. I couldn't cross over. I'm wrong. Look at the other actors he's used. Rappers, singers, unknowns. And then he makes them have full careers. So when we got cast and we looked around at the cast, we knew this is it, right? But here's the trick. Here's the catch. Here's the thing about it. The irony is the movie wasn't a big box office hit.
Right.
The movie didn't become a classic until, I don't know, 10 years later, maybe, 2010, when BET got it and VH1 got it. and it went into syndication, and it was on every single time you turn BET on. Turn BET on right now. I bet it's on. Wait, pause this and go look at BET right now. I bet you this shit on right now. It was played. They played the hell out of BET. Yeah. So now I run into youngsters, 20 years old. I'm like, the movie's 24 years old. What you talking about? You know, Babyboy. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so at the time, we knew that it could be something. Okay. However, it's not, you know, it launched other people's careers and so forth. I was always a TV guy. So I didn't start doing all type of other movies. I always tell this story and people ask me, it's fucked up, because I had other opportunities, but I was in television. So even though we had finished filming the movie, the thing with acting is, it's not about the job you're doing, it's about the next job. When I'll be on set doing something and we halfway through the film and they be like, so what's up next for you? I'm like, next, nigga, what about this now? Ain't this enough? They're like, no, what's next? Because you got to have something lined up. Right. It's gambling, no bullshit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Ain't no 9 to 5, ain't no guaranteed shit. Yeah. You don't know if you're going to work again. So you got to line up the next job. So before Babyboy came out, I booked a TV show that put me on hold for a year. I was getting calls from Denzel Washington.
Wow.
Motherfucking, they wanted me to read for Antoine Fisher.
Really?
Got a call from... y'all know I do music. I know I do hip hop, nigga. I got a call from Eminem's people. They wanted me to read to play his best friend in the movie. I was like, I kept telling my agents, why do you keep telling me this shit? They're like, we just want you to know what's going on. And she's still getting interest and da-da-da-da. But yeah, this movie, it's probably not going to be much. Who's Eminem? We don't know. Yeah. But, wow. But that was me, you know, but everybody else, you know, most other people got, you know, they used that platform, but it didn't, you know, the success of Babyboy, the cult classic it became, didn't happen until, you know, years later after it came out. Yeah.
That's interesting. I like when it first came out, but you're right though.
Well, yeah,
you know, yeah, but you're right though. I mean, it as years come and the DVD and different.
Yeah,
you know,
and
it
also
just keeps
the type
getting
of
run.
film it was. Remember, Boys in the Hood, Men's Society, niggas was getting shot at in the theaters, outside the theaters. Yeah. So it was hard to do numbers in the movie theater, especially for a movie like that. So it did okay. It did okay. I'm sure it made its money back, but it wasn't like, oh, #1 in the box office, Babyboy by John Singleton. Like, no, niggas wasn't trying to get shot.
So now go back real quick. So you said your acting started based on you just picking up a script, and somebody said that's how you got into it.
Well, it started went and picked up a script for my brother, and his agent saw me.
Brother being Cuba Gooding Jr.
Cuba Gooding Jr. Yeah. Won an Oscar.
That guy, he won an Oscar.
So I picked up the script for him. She saw me and sent me out on 2 auditions in one day.
Wow.
The first audition was for like some TV shows and a skyrise, tall building. It was very intimidating, scared as shit, bombed, didn't get it. Okay. The next audition was at a house, bunch of kids running around, toss around a football, getting comfortable, read the lines. And I auditioned for it, and it was for an educational film for McGruff the Crime Dog. Remember McGruff the Crime Dog? And I booked it. So first time out, 2 auditions. One I didn't get, the other one I got. I was like, nigga, I booked one. Well, you know how long it takes for some people to book an audition? Like, you know what I'm saying? So after that, it was just, I was bit, man. I did Webster. Remember Webster?
Of course.
That was my first really like big time speaking role. Wow. They had like the Web Touchables. It was like the Untouchables, but they were shooting pies out of the little cannon. And I remember the audition. I was king of auditions. I always had to think outside of the box. And I walked in the audition room. I had to play an announcer. Okay. And now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sammy Club, blah, 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 blah. And all these kids in line, they're ready to go. I walk in there, and, you know, my family had mute shit. I had a microphone. I literally pulled a microphone out of my pocket. The cord hit the floor, and I'm like, and now, ladies and gentlemen. And they're like, oh, that's great. And I booked it, and I was bit after that, man. And then my next big break was Ghost Dad with Bill Cosby. Yeah. Yeah, I remember everyone has a story. That movie was crazy because I remember I auditioned for a long time for the great Sidney Poitier who directed it. And he had me going through the motions in there, like 30 minutes of me. He's like, now give it to me again. Now hide behind the table. Now crawl out from the table. Now look at it. Like, it was long. I was like, shit, nigga, I know I booked this shit. And I got home and I talked to my mom, the manager, my momager. Okay. And she was like, I talked to the agent. They said you didn't get it. And I was like, what? I was in there for 30 minutes? And my mind is crazy shit, man. She called down to the casting agency. No, but she never did this again, but she did it this time. She called down to the casting agency. She's like, yeah, you had my aide. She never said son. And she said, yeah, you had my client in there for like 30 minutes, and he doesn't get a call back or anything. And they're like, can we call you back? And they called her back and said, you know what? We're going to bring him in for a screen test. And I was like, holy shit. Wow. And then I wound up booking that shit. It's weird. Closed mouth don't get fed, amen? Amen. Closed mouth. I said, you ain't hurt to ask. You know, she said, the agent's like, no, you don't call them. What are you doing? Right. He didn't get the part. We fired that motherfucker. Yeah, I thought he didn't get the part. Nigga, now what?
So how was it growing up for you then, going through school, and I mean, what kind of school,
Yeah,
knowing
so that was
you,
fun. So I mean, so then my big break that allowed me to get my mom from having to do 9 to 5 work, she became my full-time manager, was when I got a series regular job.
Right.
Now, the series regular job was in Nickelodeon. I was 12 years old on a show called Wild and Crazy Kids.
Right.
Now, the thing about Wild and Crazy Kids is it filmed during the summer. So I didn't miss no school.
Okay.
I was able to do all of the episodes and then take my ass back to normal school. And that's another kind of show, too. It wasn't, well, it was kind of big. That one was kind of big because, I mean, we met, Arnold Schwarzenegger, went to D.C., we took over every theme park. We were Disneyland, everything you can think of, Raging Waters and all the, we went every fucking where as a kid. But after, the first season, that shit was work to me. First one, I was like, oh, that's great. Yeah, 12, a lot of money. The second season, I got to read all these lines. These little 8-year-olds knock them up. Knock it off, motherfucker. I got to read all these goddamn lines over here. And welcome to Wild and Crazy and cut. I'm going to beat your little motherfucking ass. Get him over here. Get him. It was, I was serious. I was a grumpy little nigga for the second 2 seasons. And then after that, consecutively, I auditioned for a show called Hang with Mr. Cooper. That shit went 5 years.
Right.
That shit took me from age 15 all the way to age 20.
That's so crazy.
And then one of the executive producers from Hanging with Mr. Cooper started a show called Smartguy. And said, yeah, we want you to come in and be the bully. And once I started, after the first pilot, he wasn't a bully. He was the best friend.
Right.
And then him, DeMarcus and Mo thing. And then that ran for another 3 years. Next thing you know, I'm 24 years old.
That's crazy, huh?
You know what I'm saying? That fast. I was 9 years old, work, 20 years old. But school, it was like I went to regular schools and go to no private schools and no shit like that. There wasn't a big emphasis on grades because I was like, I ain't going to college, nigga. I already got a regular series job. Yeah, all I had to do was have a C average. You know what I'm saying? They called my name at graduation. I was like, whew. Well, all these people here for me. They better call my name. Oh, shit, that's me. You see my graduation, but I was smiling like a motherfucker.
Right.
But I wasn't worried about no college and no shit like that. But
So did you get to participate in anything in school, extracurricular activity?
No, man. That's funny you say that. Yeah. So with my schedule, I would sometimes I'd be there, sometimes I wouldn't. I do a lot of homeschooling type of shit where it's on the studio. So I'd go to school, say I'm gonna be out all week. They give me my assignments. I go, I do them in school, and then I turn them in at the end of the week. That was it. So, but I always wanted to play sports. I always wanted to play football. I was like, man, I think I'll be dope. Like, just tight end, nigga, big nigga, just turn around, bam. Like, that's it. That's what I want. So, first day of high school, I remember I went to the coach, and I was just, they gave us the speech. Football is about dedication. Nigga, practice starts now. Soon as school is over, everybody, y'all line up. You be right here. And I was like, Coach, I got to be on set today. I got a job already. And like, well, good luck with your job, nigga. You ain't dedicated to this.
Right.
So I didn't get to play sports. I was mad at that. And then look at God. Turned around. I did a series after Babyboy, after the other TV show that cost me some other shit that they wound up not doing, by the way. I auditioned for a movie. This is kind of a funny story. I'll probably make it quick because I know we're getting close. I did a movie called The Playmaker that filmed out in New Orleans. So I lived out in New Orleans for a little while. And they ran out of money. It was the weirdest thing. So we stopped doing it. Then I come home, and I auditioned for a TV show called Playmakers. And this shit ran for 1 year, 1 season only, on ESPN.
That's right.
And I played the star running back, and that was one of the joys of my life. I got to play football. I really got to play because they had me out there running routes and shit. I blew out my hamstrings running the 40 against a nigga. I was like, nigga, I feel like a real athlete, nigga. I've had enough. And then he was the star athlete, so on camera, I got bitches everywhere. Off camera, I was single. Yeah. And we was in Toronto, nigga. So I was like, nigga, this is the best job ever. I hope this shit run forever, nigga.
So
but the NFL was like, nah, nigga, y'all can't, And this was
NFL cut that junk down.
NFL cut it down. And then and everybody's like, why didn't another network pick it up? Because they didn't want to fuck off that NFL contract. The ratings were stupid. I went to Vegas after we filmed it, and that shit was crazy. I've been to places where there are black folk, and they see me, and they be like, we fuck with you from this, and da-da-da-da. If I go to somebody's hood or in the Watts or something, they be like, oh, yeah, nigga, you blah, 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 blah. But around white folk, excuse me, nigga, they don't know who the fuck I was. After Playmakers, I went to Vegas. They mobbed me, my nigga. I went through the fucking Luxor and in Vegas, nigga, security had to get me out of there. It was crazy. I was like, we were kind of nervous. I always had my niggas with me. We was like, nigga, this is getting crazy. And it was white folk, Chinese, you DH, gotta get a picture. I was like, what the fuck is this? So that shit was wild. And then they pulled the plug and we moved on to other
That show
things.
pulled the plug.
Yeah, they pulled
I don't think they put it on Netflix or anything either.
No, you get a box set of Playmakers.
And they stripped that joke.
Man, that shit was strong too. And we were watching it. We didn't know how good it was going to be. When that shit came out, we was like, oh shit, this shit is.
That's
it was
crazy.
on ESPN of all things. Everybody was watching that shit.
That's crazy. So let's fast forward to where you are now. Now you're here at Uptown. You're doing comedy. How did it? I know you just said earlier you've always been funny just naturally, but what made you actually hit the stage?
So with comedy, I'd always been funny. Always been the type of nigga. You give me a mic, I'm gonna go off. Like that's easy, right? So I started like hosting shows in LA at a comedy room that I would do every Wednesday, right? And then as of like last year, I was like, let me stop doing hosting. To me is easy. I get up there, I talk my shit, I say a couple jokes. If it gets quiet or if a joke doesn't work, I go, y'all ready for a comedian? And I get the fuck off stage. You know what I mean? It's easy. So I was out in San Antonio about a year ago, and I had the same gig. I was just hosting. I had a bunch of little bits that were funny as shit. This was right after the brawl.
Okay.
Remember when the Montgomery brawl happened?
Yeah.
So I came out there. I had a white guy go first. A white guy came out, and he did his set, and he finished. And when he finished, he said, make some noise for Omar Gooding. And then I met him in the middle of the stage, and I said, yeah, man, exit that way. And he goes, no, I want to go that way. And I had on black shorts, a white shirt, and a black hat. And I said, no, man, I need you to go that way. And he goes, no, I want to go this way. And I said, DJ, cut the music. I took my hat and I threw it in the air. Right? So everybody fell the fuck over. And then I went in about the Montgomery ball and the narrator and shit, and Aqua Boy swimming across.
Right.
You know what I mean? I had all these jokes. But that was just me warming up the crowd, and then I get off. And then after, my man said, why don't you try doing a whole set? And I was like, fuck it, let's try it. And I got up there, man, and I worked about 10. It felt to me when I got off, this was the coolest thing about it. When I did my first full set, I said, hey, all right, that's my time. I'm Omar Gooding. And they went, oh.
Wow.
I was like, oh, shit. I was like, it's all good. I'll be back later. You know what I'm saying? I'm, down there. Like, all right. They clapped real good. And I walked off. I was like, damn, man. I can't believe they went on. I only did 8 minutes. And he was like, 8 minutes? You was up there for 20 minutes, bro. I was like, really? I was like, I didn't even know. It shit was flying to me. I was talking hella fast and nervous. So I didn't know, blah, 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 blah.
Wow.
Like, nigga, your shit was hitting and it was funny, man. Good shit. And I've been bit with the bug ever since, man.
That's what's up.
And it's fun, man, to get out to, like I said, to see my fans and they show their appreciation, and then for them to realize like this nigga actually funny.
Yeah.
So it's
I was at Hope Flood's convention last year. I saw you on stage.
I hosted that.
I was there. Yeah, I was there.
That was fun too. For me, that was kind of a coming out for me.
Okay.
Because when I hosted that, I had done some sets and shit. But even Hope, when she invited me, she did my show where I was just the host. And she said, why don't you come host my shit? And you're going to co-host with Tori Hart. And I was like, all right. Why you got a co-host up there? Like, okay, all right, whatever. And I remember when I saw the guest list, I was like, all these niggas ain't showing up. I'm like, no, yeah, I hope Floods. Everybody going to be there. DL Hughley. We gave my man Bentley Evans an award. You had Guy Torrey. You had
Joe Torrey was there.
Joe Torrey. You had, man, everybody.
Earthquake was there.
Earthquake,
Yeah.
man. Like all of the reps. I grew up. Chris Spencer, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I remember Chris Spencer slid up to me after I got off stage a couple of times. He said, hey, bro, you doing your thing up here. You need to do this thing for real. Like, I fucks with you. And I was like, what? That's what I was thinking in my head. I was like, nigga. And after that, I booked 3 headlining gigs. I started out in Virginia. And then I did Buffalo and then, a couple other joints. I did Texas. I've been all over Texas. So yeah, man, God is good. Once I got that stamp of approval in front of them and everybody, and they were just like, nigga, this is it. That was funny. That's some funny shit there.
Okay.
Which reminds me, I'm going to do some of that shit in this next show. Some of them jokes I used there, I forgot about that. That made me bring it back.
So with the comedy thing, you got your acting. You've been like I said, you've been doing this thing as a child, man. What's like next on your to-do list? What are some things that you haven't accomplished that you still want to?
So for me, you always got to evolve. You got to keep going. Staying relevant is one thing. Like I've been a part of a lot of TV shows, but I haven't had my own show.
Okay.
Like I even did a show called Family Time, which was great. I was the lead. We did 91 episodes for the Bounce Network. Shout out to Bentley for the opportunity. Shout out to Bounce. They was good. The checks cleared. But I haven't had like my Jamie Foxx, my Bill Cosby, my, you know what I mean, and my Martin. I haven't had that yet. So even when I started out with stand-up, I was just like, you know what my real mission is to prove to the thems that I could hold down the show. That's for me. So I got to sell out arenas. I got to show that the crowd loves me. I show that I can write material, that I can hold my own. And that's kind of like my goal, for one, is to have that. But then also, transition into the other side of the camera. I've produced, I've directed, I'm doing a lot of writing. So it's a natural progression to me. And for me, a lot of the best directors that I've worked for have had that experience as well. They've been actors, so they know what actors need, what actors want. They know how to motivate them. Plus, they know their shit on the technical side of it. So, yeah, man, sky's the limit.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yes, sir.
So now you got your crew out here. We out here.
We out
tour.
here comedy tour. Yes, sir.
How'd you put your team together?
So it started with me and Charles Allen that had a room in L.A. And then I met Charlie Mack. And Charlie Mack was like, yo, I got a couple shows I want to bring you out. So the three of us had to say, you know what, we're going to call it the We Out Here Comedy Tour.
Okay.
And we've been a little bit everywhere, man. Plus I also had my man, comedian Warren V, who I had known for a while out in L.A. And he was hosting my shows. Because I also have right now on Tubi, I have a show called Funny AF Comedy Show on Tubi. It's live, it's streaming right now. It's hosted by him, presented by myself. I don't do a whole lot of it's more of a Russell Simmons type of thing because it's presented. So like the first episode I come out, I do like 2 or 3 minutes, and then I bring my host out and let him kind of do the heavy lifting. Then one episode he got sick, so I hosted the whole thing. That's episode 5. I had Black Jesus on there. Shout out my guy. So that was fun. I really got to kind of wild out on that one.
Okay.
But we got seven episodes of that. That's streaming right now on Tubi, and we're gonna gear up and do another season of that. Probably after I finish this tour that's coming up. Probably the top of next year, man.
Gotcha.
Yeah, man.
That's dope.
Yeah, man.
So listen, I would do a top 5, man. How I end my show. I do a podcast on Tuesday called Classic Conversation, man. I would like to shout my show out, man. And we all in the top 5. All right. So give me your top 5 rappers of all time.
I'm gonna cheat.
Okay.
I'm gonna cheat because I was asked this, and I was so excited about this list I made.
Okay, you made your list.
And I got a list, so I'm gonna put it like this because I kind of have a 1A, 1B.
Okay, I respect that.
So my 1A is Pac and Biggie.
Okay.
A and B. Then it goes Kendrick, Eminem.
Mm.
Then it goes. I did switch him. No, he got put off the list. Sorry, brother. Jadakiss and Busta Rhymes.
Mm.
Now, my up and coming, my young dude that I really funk with, it was J. Cole, but that murder suicide he did just really, I just don't sit right with me. At first I was defending him like, he bowed down, he's a bigger man. But literally I listen to his music now and be like, I don't have that same, I can't do it. So Joyner Lucas.
Oh.
Joyner Lucas is my dude. That dude is an absolute savage. And Simba. I like Simba and Joyner Lucas.
How you feel about these rap beefs going on right now?
I think they're good for hip hop. I fucking love them. I love that. I mean, like, who would have thought that Drake could hang with any of these niggas? Who would have thought when he first came out, like, what? And then when he did the back-to-back, you went, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then when he came out after Kendrick, the only knock I have on Kendrick was how long it's taken for him to respond. But it's worth the wait.
Yeah.
I'm digging it. And I had to, and it takes me
then he went back to back.
Bro, and he went back to back. And it took me back to the hip hop that I like, man. I was with the Hieroglyphics and Far Side, and my West Coast hip hop journey was we like to think. We like to have, oh shit, what did he say? Rewind that shit. Oh, that was dope. Oh, you know what he really meant? And that's what Kendrick is bringing back. Almost a little too much. I was like, nigga, I had to listen to this shit about 5 times to get everything he said. And I was like, oh, shit, you know what he meant? Like, yeah. And shout out to my nigga Larry Mervin. He was like, he's talking about Whoop when he said kill friends, he talk about old boy and so I was like, oh, damn, I didn't even hear that. I got to hear it again. So I think the people that don't like the Kendrick response don't get it all.
Yeah.
That's it. Whoever ain't going,
or they just love Drake too much. Yeah.
Nigga, you need to just pay attention a little bit more. Listen to it one more time.
Yeah.
The first time I heard it, I was just like, where's he going with this? Where's he going with this? And then when we got to the end, I was like, oh, that nigga was spitting.
Yeah.
And then this second one, same shit. It started again. I was like, here you go with this star shit. Nigga, what the fuck is he going? And he starts snapping on him, nigga. That euphoria, nigga. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, no doubt.
So yeah, hip hop is back in a good way. I love it.
That's
as long as nobody dies, nigga, we good.
I know that's right.
Appreciate
but there's Omar Gooding, man. I really appreciate your time, brother. I appreciate you coming out to Uptown Comedy Corner, rocking this stage, man. You got the rest of the weekend, and it's going to be a lot of fun, man.
So is, man. Cheers, brother.
Hey, man, all day.
I appreciate it. Ain't water, is it? Okay.
Sit down at Uptown with man Omar Gooding, and we out.